We've known that harassment of these drag shows is going to get worse and worse. The targeting is inevitably going to move to physical violence and that sort of thing, and it has. There's this event that was happening at UpRising Bakery and Café. It's in the Chicago suburbs. They've been the victim of a hate crime, an indisputable hate crime in this case, after having one of their events crashed by Proud Boys. The police thankfully did arrest 24-year-old Joseph Collins. He vandalized the bakery last Friday. He smashed windows, broke a door, and wrote hateful slogans on the bakery's walls. We want to show you a little bit of footage of somebody touring the damage with this clip. And at this point, they've got a photo of the guy who's alleged to have done it, so we can put this up. This is the Joseph Collins who decided to do this. He apparently traveled 62 miles or so to do this, so it was a high priority for him, which is fun. The owner of UpRising Cafe and Bakery, by the way, says she's canceling their planned drag show tonight after the vandalism. That's understandable. They're gonna have to repair. It's gonna be costly and time consuming and all that. Now, at this point, we don't know if Collins, the suspect, was involved in any particular group, although he did write "Christ is King" on the wall. Now that's a phrase that has been used by many people historically. Recently, the followers of Nick Fuentes, an out and out racist and anti-Semite, has been using that phrase. But as I said in the intro, this is the sort of thing that we've been waiting for. These sorts of events, very specifically, as well as the trans community in general, has been targeted on a daily basis by virtually everyone on the right. People like libs of TikTok, as well as right-wing politicians, Marjorie Greene and all that. They have been trying to goad their followers into doing these sorts of things. They're saying these people, by the way, they don't understand anything about this. The drag shows aren't a trans thing, but like whatever, they're not gonna understand anything. They've been saying these people are trying to have sex with your kids, at the very least. Also, probably they wanna murder them. And the most extremes say that they wanna cannibalize them. That's what they've been saying for literally years. So what do you know? Someone's gonna drive 62 miles to smash up a place that happened to host one of these events. So, it's absolutely terrible, Waz, but we can't be surprised. This is the mission being acted out.
Yeah, I mean, this is obviously the desired result. They want to drum up a bunch of controversy and hate. And the goal, of course, being to distract from anything else that they could possibly ever be doing in their capacity as government officials. If you keep your eye on the ball as far as policy and bread and butter issues, what have you, then you don't have time to think about this trans stuff and leave your crib. But then you would notice that the GOP is doing absolutely nothing in the ways of making people's lives better. So, it's sort of a sleight of hand. It's hey, look over in that direction. Don't pay attention over here where we just do corporate givebacks and shovel as much wealth up to the top as we can. And you little people just, kill each other. Pay attention to those trans people because somehow they're responsible for the conditions of your life that you find to be undesirable.
Yeah, I don't know this Joseph Collins. I'm gonna guess that he's
a
not
great guy,
incredibly
John.
Wealthy. Yeah, that's true. I'm assuming that he is not particularly wealthy. I'm assuming that, like many Americans, he's probably gonna have an issue with, like employment, housing, healthcare, these sorts of things, retirement. But is he focused on that? No, he's driving 62 miles to. People are saying, why are we focusing on the distance? That's the commute for many of us. Yeah, but for a lot of people, it's not. For me to drive 62 miles, I have to really want to go to the place that I'm going to. For me, it is a mark of how much you care about this thing. And Waz is totally right. That's why this is being done. And all of the people involved in it, whether it's the Matt Gaetzes, the Marjorie Greenes, or the Nick Fuentes, or the libs of TikTok, they want to maintain the economic status quo. They need a squirrel to distract their base with. That's what they're doing. And if it involves some bakeries being, vandalized, if some people have to be assaulted or murdered, then that's how you make the omelet of them staying millionaires and billionaires effectively. That's what they're doing. And all the while pretending that they're populist, that they're anti-elitist and all that, not in the slightest.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.